Socialkenny's PUA podcast show, episode number 14.
Hey guys, I'm doing a sort of different podcast episode this time than usual. The usual podcast is just audio based, and though this one is audio based, I'm actually recording the video as the podcast, but it's still an audio. Make sense of that if you want to. But I'm basically at the seashore, and I'm recording this rather than being at an indoor sort of setting. So this is why it's sort of different. Anyway, let's get right into it. The subject of guys being dumped and the rationale behind getting your ex back, or how to get your ex back, and all these sorts of questions about the ex, what to do about her, how to handle the ex, the situation, and so forth, and how to proceed from there. Alright, now I get tons of emails, or even guys hitting me up on Facebook and my YouTube channel, and a common question that I get asked is, how do I get my ex back? I want my ex back. Fuck it. In fact, I need my ex back. This is absolutely the most of the inquiries that I get through email. Majority of them are based on getting your ex back or getting out of the friend zone. So it's still relative when we break it down. Now the reality is, and I've always held this opinion on the subject of getting your ex back. My opinion on it, and this should be any guy's opinion, is that you should not be looking to get back with your fucking ex. Alright, I gotta be frank about this. Your ex is an ex for a reason. And it's really sad, and it puts you as the guy, it puts you at a point of disadvantage when you're the one who was dumped. The dumper always has the leverage. The dumpee or the dumped is always the one who has less value in the situation, unless he knows how to flip it around. So the other day I got well, it wasn't an email, but this guy had left some comments on one of my most popular articles on my website, Kenny'sPUAthoughts.com, on one of my more popular posts about how to get your ex back. This guy made some recent comments, and he sounded like a young dude, probably in his late teens or early 20s. So he had gotten dumped, and recently. And this is with no disrespect, but he basically flooded the comment section, proverbially crying, virtually crying about being dumped and wanting to get his ex back. Well, he didn't specifically say he wanted his ex back, but I knew that is where it was going. So I said to him, we engaged in a dialogue back and forth in the comment section. This is public, so you can check it out. Anyway, so I asked him a very pertinent question. I said, dude, listen. What is your ultimate goal here? What are you trying to achieve in the end? What is your ultimate goal in this situation of you being dumped? What is your goal? He didn't quite answer it, but I knew what it was. It was to get his ex back. He wanted his fucking ex back. And unfortunately, that is the sad part about it, is it's wanting your ex back. It's like, I think it was R.S.D. Owen Tyler. He was the one who I heard that coined this phrase, and it was spot on. He said that wanting to get back with an ex is like a dirty fucking high. That is what wanting to get back. That is what wanting to get back with your ex is akin to. It's like you're a druggie on withdrawal syndrome. The drug is not available to you anymore, and you're so fucking hooked on it that you would kill to get it back. Though you know that is bad for you. Though you know you can do better without it. You would save money. You would save your life. You know what I mean? You would progress in lots of different areas in your life if you don't have this fucking drug. So wanting to get back with your ex is akin to that. Is wanting to get back with the thing that is not good for you. Your ex is an ex for a fucking reason. Now, the one situation in that I advocate you could or you do have a case for wanting to get back with your ex is in a case of where you dumped her. Okay, that is one situation where I'm totally for it. If you dumped your girlfriend unwarrantingly, you didn't really have a genuine reason for dumping her, and you sort of, after doing some introspection, you realize that you were harsh and you handled the situation in a not so good manner, and because you do have a heart, you recollect on things and you see that what, there should be some reconciliation here. And by reaching out to your ex or the girl whom you had dumped, and she accepts you back and she wants to work on things, that is totally fine. But to be the dumped one, the dumpee, crying and wanting to get back with the dumper, it is not a healthy situation, guys. And instinctively, you fucking know this. Alright? I don't want to hear any guy bitch and moan about this. You know that getting back with your ex or wanting to get back with your ex is not the best or the right decision. You're only doing it because, number one, you don't know what else to do. You don't see another clear avenue. And thirdly, you don't feel that you have options. Which still ties in with the first and second point of not knowing what else to do. But guys, let's put it this way. If you've had a girlfriend before, which you obviously did if you've been dumped, then you can do it again. It's always something you can fucking replicate. You can do it again. If you've been there, you can fucking do it again. So there's no reason to cry because you've been dumped and to then feel that you have no recourse and you can't get another girl. You could get another girl. And we advocate this a lot in the pickup community. Listen, if a girl dumps you, you go out and get another fucking girl. And in the grand scheme of things, if the girl who had dumped you, if she really gave a fuck about you, she would come running back within a heartbeat once she realized that you moved on. The only way that a girl who had dumped you, the only way that she will ever feel an inclination to even want to get back with you is if you treat her as though she fell off the fucking map. Okay, but the moment you continue to pay her attention, you continue to call, text, cry, whine, moan, weep, try to reach out to her, she will ignore you to death. She will treat you like a little puppy dog bitch. She will not want to get back with you. So the moment you man up and you move on, you really don't even have to move on per se, as in, well, get another girlfriend. You don't really want to play that game as far as to get a rebound chick just to hurt your ex. It's not about that. Simply, pretend as if you have other shit to do. Pretend as if you have other things going on in your life. And that's enough. That's all you have to do. Pretend as if you have more shit going on. You really don't have to. And this is what I tell a lot of guys. Listen, man. When a girl dumps you, you might not have the means or the know-how at hand to go get another girlfriend, because the reality is men generally don't have options. Women, since they're a woman and they have vagina, and in this world the construct is that pussy rule. So as a man, you can't compete with that right at your stage in the game. So the reality is men have no options or less options in getting another girlfriend, at least not right away. So I'm not advocating that you should go out there and try to get another girlfriend right away after you've been dumped. What you want to do is to simply give the impression that you have other options or you're doing other shit. Listen, a girl's mind would work to her detriment. Okay? I want you to listen to that clearly. A girl's mind will work to her own fucking detriment. Her perception, what she thinks, will actually fuck her. So, let's say you've been dumped. A week elapses, a week goes by, you haven't contacted your ex. Unexpectedly, this is after you've contacted her every day and she's brushing you off, blowing you off. So a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, 2 weeks go by, and you haven't contacted her. You haven't gave her any signs of, let's say, you found another girlfriend or something. For all she knows, you crawled into a hole and you're in depression mode. For all she knows, but she's not gonna be thinking that you're stressed out and going through depression over being dumped. The simple fact that you haven't contacted her for 2 weeks, her mind will think of the most let's say negative of possibilities. Well, negative in a sense for her. So she's not going to be thinking, oh, Kenny didn't contact me for 2 weeks because he has another girlfriend. Well, I mean, yeah, sure, she's going to be thinking that. But what I'm saying is she's not going to be thinking that, oh, Kenny haven't contacted me in 2 weeks because he's stressed out because I dumped him. No, she's going to be thinking, Kenny haven't contacted me in 2 weeks because he's fucking other bitches. So you don't even have to explicitly tell her this. You don't have to explicitly show her this. You simply fall off the map for a few weeks. And her mind will tell her this. Her mind will tell her the worst is happening. Her worst fears are coming true or materializing. So, in order to get your ex back, you don't even have to actively do anything. You simply don't do anything at all. And your ex will assume the worst. She will assume that you found another girl who's hotter than her, who takes care of you, who has a better attitude, better social skills, and you possibly introduce her to your moms, your family, and everything is going great. Her mind will tell her this. And little does she know, you are in a shitty hole of depression, and she doesn't even know it. So that's the beauty of not doing anything and having your ex wanting to get back with you. But once again, as I said, guy, the reason why this will not happen in most cases is because the average guy who gets dumped is always chasing the ex. He's always chasing the girl who had dumped him. Once you chase, or once you keep that communication there, the girl will lose all respect for you. Excuse me. She will lose all respect for you. And the girl is not going to date a guy whom she doesn't respect. So, because, I mean, at the end of the day, a girl wants to brag to her peer group or to her girlfriends, their BFFs, that she has a strong fucking boyfriend. She has an alpha male as a boyfriend. She have a cool-ass, kick-ass dude as her boyfriend. A girl wants to brag about that. So if you're not that dude, and she has no one to brag to her friends about, she's not going to get with you. She's not going to remain with you. She's going to dump you. And in fact, that's the reason why she had dumped you in the first fucking place, because you were being a total fucking wussball, a loser, and a girl does not want to be with a guy like that. And we all know nice guys finish last. So, if you find yourself in a situation where you've been dumped, number one, you have to ask yourself, why did you get dumped? And the classic misconceptions out there as to why guys get dumped. And you know, the crazy thing is, guys who've been dumped, when you ask them, okay, why have you been dumped? They seem to have it all wrong. They think that they've been dumped because they haven't shown the girl much attention, or they've been an asshole and they have neglected the girl and so forth. And this is what I always said to them. I said, listen, a girl is not gonna fucking dump you because you don't spend much time with her. A girl would not dump you because you've been ignoring her. She will chase you by you doing this. She's not gonna dump you because you're doing this. It's quite the opposite. And this is what guys need to understand. It's the opposite. It's the fact that you're showing her so much attention that she becomes what's the perfect word I'm looking? She becomes desensitized to it, to your attention. This is why you should never tell a girl that you love her constantly. And I preach this shit all the time, and I always tell guys this. You should never tell a girl you love her more than once a week. In fact, you shouldn't even tell her that on a weekly fucking basis. I mean, unbeknown to a lot of guys, I have a girlfriend of, it's going on 6 years now. And she's the mother of my kids. I have 2 kids with her. We've been together for almost 6 years now, and I can count the amount of times on my hand that I told her I love her. And honestly, it's been about 5 times. In fact, it's probably been 4 times that I've ever told her I love her. 4 times in virtually 6 years. She haven't dumped me yet. So, now, had I done the polar opposite and lured her with I love yous every single day for that 6 years, what would have happened? She would have dumped me. She would have got so desensitized to my I love yous and so forth. It would have lost its savor. It would have lost its meaning. And this is what guys need to realize. The more you say something, the more you do something, it loses its power. Okay, this is why you shouldn't take women out on dates all the time. This is why you shouldn't have sex with her every fucking day. You should know how to be sparing with all these things. Niceties. You can't be nice to a girl all the fucking time. She will become ungrateful and take advantage of you. It's not that she wants to do this. It's not that she's logically an evil, it's not that she's consciously trying to be evil. It's just the nature of the game. The more you are, the more attention you show to someone, the more they become ungrateful and desensitized to the goodness at the core of what you're trying to do. And it'll have the adverse effect to what you're hoping, the effect you're hoping that it will have. So you want to do all these things sparingly. But the average boyfriend or the average husband, he doesn't realize this because he's simply wrapped up in the mainstream's idea of what love and relationship is and supposed to be, that he doesn't see that he's on the wrong fucking path and he's doing shit wrong. He cannot see this. He cannot fucking sense what's actually going on. So when guys like myself in the pickup and seduction genre, when we preach this shit that you should be sort of asshole-ish, you should be sparing with niceties. You shouldn't tell a girl you love her every single day. You should instigate arguments and fights just to have a fallout, to then have reconciliation and then have get back together sex, and so forth. When I advocate shit like this to guys, they think I'm going crazy. But I said, listen, I'm in a 6-year relationship right now for a fucking reason. Alright? The average monogamous relationship doesn't last 6 months. Okay? So I'm going on 6 years. So, hello? I'm out obviously doing something right? Right. So these guys who've been in these 6 months relationship and get dumped, they don't realize that they're doing this shit wrong. And they look at the way I handle my relationship, and they see it as Kenny is totally backwards and he doesn't know how to manage himself in a relationship. He doesn't know how to carry a relationship, but yet he's in one for 6 fucking years now. So obviously I'm doing something right. Now, it's not exactly to say that a great indication of a good relationship is one that lasts. That's not exactly what I'm saying. You can be in a 10-year relationship that's failing or has been failing for 5 years, but the fact that the guy doesn't have options, and the fact that, let's say, the girl she's getting her needs met, though she doesn't like the boyfriend, like that, but the simple fact that she's getting her needs met, she's being pampered, she's being financially taken care of, she clings on to the boyfriend while she's still fucking other guys on the side, but that's besides the point. So, it's not to say that a great indication of a good relationship is one that's lasting through time. So I'm not saying that. But by all means, I'm just giving you guys an outline of how you should act in future relationships. Because if you're a guy who's been dumped and you're listening to this podcast right now, for future references, you're gonna have to fucking man up and do things differently. You're gonna have to take my advice. If not, history will repeat itself. Okay, you will get dumped again. You will meet another girl eventually. And by that I mean you will get hooked up with another girl. Because that's the reality about it, right? The average guy is in the relationship he is in today not by choice, not by any doing of his own, but because he was set up. It was a matchmaking session with, let's say, his coworker or his family member, a relative, cousin, sister, whatever, decided to hook him up with the unattractive, semi-looking cute girl, and he bought into it, and that's how the average guy gets a girlfriend. He was hooked up by relatives or coworkers. A girl was forced onto him, and he had to take her and settle because he doesn't have any other options. Okay, so when you're coming from that frame of scarcity and not having options, you will settle for anything. And this is why you right now, in your current state of mind of not being able to go out there and meet other women, you will settle for anything you get. So you will be in a relationship and find that you're not getting your needs met. You're not getting good sex. You're not being treated well. The girl is totally being a bitch to you. And you're being deflated. Your manhood is being sucked out of you. But yet you remain in this relationship because you don't have any other options. So when you're coming from that frame, the girl senses this obviously, and over time you will be dumped. The girl will repay you for all this by dumping you. And history will always repeat itself once you stay latched on to this frame, this lower frame, this low valued frame of ceding all the power away to the girl just to remain in that relationship. And that's the simple fact that a lot of guys do. They get a girlfriend, they don't have any options, so they cling to the reality that I should have this girl as my girlfriend, so if she wants to control the relationship, I'm gonna let her do it because I just want to keep her and get my little sex on every other day. But the girl controls the relationships. She's calling the shots. She's fucking guys on the side. She's doing whatever she wants while you're there being a little bitch because you're getting your little bullshit sex every other day. And it's really a fucked up frame to come from. So, to put this all into perspective, you've been dumped for a reason. You are an ex-boyfriend for a reason. You are a divorced husband or a divorced guy for a fucking reason. It's not the girl's fault that you've been dumped. It's your fault. Alright? A lot of guys I know right now are probably like, what the fuck? And they're shocked and they say, oh shit, man, Kenny. I thought Kenny was down with the guys. How can he blame guys for being dumped? Well, that is what I'm doing. It's your fault. It's not the chick's fault that you've been dumped. Had you played your part and played it correctly, she would not have had a reason to dump you. Okay? Listen to that clearly. If you play your part well, the girl would not have had a reason to dump you. Now, this is where it gets counterintuitive, as I stated before. Playing your part well means to hold back from the compliments, to hold back from the I love yous every day, to hold back from the great gestures, to hold back from the lavish dates, to hold back from the million phone calls per day. Once you hold off on all these sort of niceties, you will have created a situation where the girl isn't so sure if the relationship is secure. That is what you want, because anytime you make a girl feel that comfortable with the state of affairs, just as I stated earlier, complacency will set in. She will get so comfortable that she becomes ungrateful in the same process. And this is where she will go out and fuck other guys, and she will eventually dump you. But as long as you keep her in the frame of mind, or in the state of mind that it isn't all secure, it isn't all good, anything can happen any day now, as long as you keep the relationship towing that line, the girl will not be inclined to dumping you. Okay? So, get this myth out of your head that the girl dumped you because you've been an asshole, or you haven't said I love you in 5 months, or you cursed out her best friend, or you did something douchebaggy. Get that shit out of your head. A girl would not dump you for those things. Sure, she may be vexed, she may be mad, she may be upset, she may throw a fit, but she's not gonna dump you for being an asshole. She's not gonna dump you for you not telling her you love her in a long time. She's gonna bitch, whine, and moan about it, but she's not gonna dump you. Quite to the contrary. If you laud her and praise her every day and tell her you love her 5 times a day, she will dump you eventually. Okay? She will get tired of it, complacency will set in, and she will seek another guy who doesn't tell her he loves her, just to get her sex on, and go back to you and pretend that everything is all good. So she will take the I love yous from you, though it pisses her off, but she will accept it from you. But she's gonna be fucking some other dude who never told her he loved her. So at some point you have to decide what side of the fucking fence you want to be on. Alright? You want to be the dude who's controlling his relationship and who's actually undumpable, or you want to be the guy who's walking on thin ice, who's walking on eggshells, where any day now the girl can actually dump you because she has all the power in the relationship. So you don't want to be that guy. So I think I've said enough on this issue for this podcast episode, but I want to wrap it up just by reassuring you guys that, listen, the moment you find yourself browsing the internet under the search term how to get my ex back, the moment you find yourself stooping to that level, the first thing you should do is this. Go to a mirror, look yourself in the mirror, then slap the fucking shit out of yourself and wake up. Realize that you're being a little bitch. Realize that what you're doing is inflicting yourself, is causing self-inflicted wounds on yourself, and you're wanting to jump back into a burning building. Okay? That is what exactly is at the core of this, with you wanting to get back with your ex. Is you literally saying to yourself, well, virtually saying to yourself, I want to go back into hardship and pain. And on a psychological level, this is understandable because, you know, in essence, people are addicted to pain. You know, we are addicted to hurt. This is why the whole love thing is sort of like mythical, if you really want to say, because no matter how much a girl claims she loves you, or no matter how much you claim you love a girl, that love won't keep the relationship alive. Pain and heartache would actually keep a relationship alive longer than so-called love. I mean, look at a guy who treats his girlfriend like shit. He gets to keep the girlfriend, and his girlfriend is spending all her days chasing his ass while he's fucking another girl, while he's treating her like an asshole. So pain is attractive to most humans, and this transcends the sexes, whether male or female. We are attracted to things that hurt us. And the things that are actually good for us, we don't really want it. So that is just the reality. Okay, so I understand why you want your ex back. I understand the psychology at play here. I'm not putting this across as if to say it's easy breezy and you should just wake up, snap a finger, and forget about your ex tomorrow. I'm not saying that. I've been there. A lot of guys who've been following me over the years through my website, they've read numerous posts where I wrote about an ex-girlfriend I had about 7-8 years ago or so, where, you know, she had dumped me after cheating on me twice, and I took her back, and she ended up cheating on me and dumping me in the whole process after I took the girl back, and I treated her better than I treated her before, in spite of her cheating on me twice. So I've been there, done that. I'm speaking from experience here. And I was able to turn it around with this girl, with my ex. I was able to turn it around only when I manned up, forgot about her, start fucking other girls, start seeing other girls, and then was when my ex started to chase me. Okay? So that is the only way to get your ex back, is to ignore her, go fuck other girls, get another girlfriend, have other shit going on in your life, go study your job, focus on a hobby, find a hobby if you don't have one, go crawl in a hole and cry your eyes out for a month. Do something other than communicating with the source of your pain. And that is the only way that you will get your ex to pay attention to you, by the fact that she doesn't have your attention. Alright? Women love attention. We all know this. Everybody preaches it. Everybody preaches it, but everyone doesn't, you know, they don't, let's say, they don't believe it. Let's put it that way. You know, because a lot of us practice what we don't preach. So, we all know women love attention, but we don't treat the situation as if this is actually the reality. But come to that reality. Women love attention. Once you take away that attention, they begin to chase you. Okay? That is the only way to get your ex back. You have to withdraw the attention. But as long as that attention is there, she will keep you at bay, she will push you away, and she will continue to fuck the other guy, the new guy. Okay? So, the two advice that I'm leaving with you guys here is this. Number one, you should not want your ex back. But if you do, this is what you do. You ignore her. Find other shit to do. And in the same process, if and when she comes running back by talking to you, contacting you on Facebook, online, through text, whatever, by any means, if she does contact you, or when she does, you have the option there to decide whether you want to take her on, whether you want to get back with her, which would be a stupid option, honestly. The only time you should take a girl back, as I said before, is if you had dumped her. If you were the one that dumped her, by all means, get back with her. But if she was the one that dumped you, it's like giving her another chance for her to fuck you again. Okay? So, at your stage in the game, it'll be wise for you to learn a lot more by being with other women, by being single. Be single, guys. I mean, I know being single doesn't sound sexy, but embrace the single lifestyle. If you got dumped, embrace this whole pickup shit. Become a pickup artist. I'm a pickup artist. You know, I mean, get enamored with this community of guys. Remain single for a few years and learn how to connect with girls. Learn how to meet women and interact with them. Learn female psychology. And when you've reached that plateau or reached that stage, you will see how easy it is to manage a relationship and not get fucked over in the end. But at your stage of the game, at your level right now, you are not equipped to handle a girlfriend. Okay? It's pretty simple. The reason you got dumped is because you're not equipped for a relationship yet. You haven't garnered enough experience with women to learn or know how to manage a relationship. You don't know how women are. You still have these warped ideas of how women are. Guys, remember, listen, it doesn't matter how much a girl claims she loves you and everything else. At the core of it all, women are very ungrateful. Okay? Ingratitude is one of the biggest traits of every girl. Okay? No matter how much they claim they love you and spew all this bullshit out there, when it comes down to it, ingratitude will surface. And she will fuck you over in spite of everything you had done for her. Okay, so you have to learn these things along the way in order to learn how to manage a relationship, a meaningful relationship in the long run. And I'm a prime example because I already told you, I've been dumped, I've been fucked over millions of times. And that actually made me the man I am today. In the sense that I know how to manage my relationship. I know how to manage women. I know how to not get dumped. I know how to retain and still have the power in my relationship. I wear the pants and I know how to keep the fucking pants on. Okay? But if it wasn't for all these pains and heartaches and me being dumped and shitted on and everything else, I would not have learned this. And quite naturally with pickup and seduction, you know, that was even, you know, a bigger reason as to who I am today. So you don't have to go through this, because I'm telling you right now what you need to do in order to build yourself before you get into another relationship. Don't relationship hop, because that's what most guys do. They get dumped and they eventually get hooked up with another girl, and they get into this relationship with a new girl, but they're still the same person they've been. The same guy who's not equipped for a relationship. And then they get dumped again and wonder, what the fuck happened? So that is exactly what happened. You got into a relationship or got into another relationship, a new relationship that you weren't ready for. You weren't built and equipped for. So, I'm going to leave it on that end, guys. And if anything, man, listen to the episode again and learn how to become that man who actually know how to retain a relationship, how to not get dumped, and how to have a better overall lifestyle with this relationship management tip that I just gave you. Alright. Done that.